Mortal Kombat.
Kirby, that's the name you should know. Kirby, he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink. Kirby's the one. He comes from right, back-at-cha. He comes from right, back-at-cha. Give it all that you got, take a very best shot. Cause in the right, catch you for sure.
Hi!
Kirby,
Oh,
that's the name
hey
you should
Kirby.
know.
What?
Kirby, he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink.
Not really.
What?
Actually, I was just about to.
Huh?
Hey, shouldn't you be like helping your friends and crap? Sorry, Kirby, but I don't exactly have time for this. Or what? Good question. Actually, yeah, good question. Probably a lot. Probably a lot. Yeah, let me check. Let's see, I got Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
Huh?
An AR card for the 3DS. Kirby games are good, like really good, and they always have been. Although they're simple, easy to get a hold of platformers, they all have a surprising amount of depth and attention to detail. Levels are extremely polished, visually speaking. Most of these games are just straight up fun to look at. For example, look at Vegetable Valley and Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. The game is just a remake of Kirby's Adventure, but just look at everything. Even before this on the Game Boy, these games still looked great. Nowadays, Kirby games are getting quite expensive and becoming harder to find. Collecting is getting harder and harder with these rising prices, especially if you haven't gotten a head start yet. I'm not quite sure why this is happening exactly, but either way it's become a bit of a trend now with older or even newer Kirby games. Take for example Kirby's Dream Land 3. You'd think it's pretty innocent, right? But no, really it costs around $200 according to price charting. Now, that one's a little extreme, but even Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii Complete costs around $40 or so. And although it's completely irrelevant, he's Kirby, the pink guy, how can you not love him? And for whatever reason, growing up, I always thought Kirby was a Pokemon. The music is also phenomenal. It can either be really playful and happy, or can honestly be really eerie and give you a good sense of danger. Each track in the game fits where it belongs perfectly and works really well in whatever area it's from. I definitely want to go for tracks from the older games as opposed to the newer ones. I think this is just because of the older console's limitations. I'm a sucker for Super Nintendo music, and when you give that gift to Kirby, he just spits out a superb score almost every time. It's kinda neat how Kirby music has evolved throughout the years. You can really hear it start to modernize with Kirby 64. You're just gonna have to face the facts sometimes. Kirby is not going away anytime soon, and I really don't see him going away in the future. He's here to stay. Another thing to be said about these games is actually the co-op and multiplayer. Not only do these games have really good single-player modes, but they are also able to pull off fun in multiplayer or co-op. In Kirby's Dream Land 3, whenever I'm low in health, I usually play it cheap and half-player 2 cover me. But once you do finish the single-player modes, you'll be coming back for a while because these games have a lot of replayability, whether that be new worlds opening up or minigames that weren't available before. These games are also usually really easy near the beginning, so if you're a beginner, they're not gonna scare you away. Unless you get to the final boss, because some of them are just straight up frightening. Like, how is this in an E-rated Kirby game? In fact, Kirby 64 ended up getting a T rating when it landed on Switch Online. Gotta bring up all the love that Kirby gets, especially with the 30th anniversary last year and the opening of the Kirby Cafe. The Kirby Cafe is a cafe in Japan, and it quite literally is a Kirby Cafe. Too bad they don't do DoorDash. A while back, Kirby actually had a show, and it wasn't that bad. Kirby fans are definitely really spoiled compared to most other Nintendo IPs, looking at all the stuff they've gotten these past few years. There's no doubt that Kirby is Mr. Sakurai's baby, because before he worked on Smash Bros., he was working on Kirby. You can tell he definitely devoted a lot of time and effort into the first few games, and still continues to even today. But here we go. I only own one Kirby game. Why? I don't know. I think a huge contribution to this is the price range. It seems that better the title, the more expensive the game is, so it's really hard to get started. Okay, Kirby. There you go. Are you happy yet?
What?
I'm sorry, Kirby. But don't worry, I already have a replacement set up for you. Oh, Kirby. Words cannot explain the sadness that I feel for you. You were a good one. I never got to eat at your cafe. What a good pink boy. He always kept off the grass at the park when the sign said to. Kirby's family, I just hope that you can all welcome Jigglypuff into your new family. Rest in peace, Kirby. Oh, Kirby, he's back alive! Oh, he's back alive!